Hey everyone and welcome to Toppscholars. In this session, we are going to discuss this chapter of ICSE board, shares and dividends. We'll see some questions solved from previous years, right? So all the way from 2018 to 2024, let us have a glance of how many questions are actually asked from this chapter. If you see, 3 marker is generally asked in 2018, 2019, 2020, also in 2024. So you can expect a 3 marker. The probability of having a 3 marker question in the exam is more, right? Sometimes they can also ask you a 4-mark question, and only one time 1-mark question was asked in 2024. So this gives us a brief idea that from 3 marks to 7 marks is the maximum weightage that can fluctuate. But if you see, there are higher chances of a 3 marker to appear in the exam. So even if you look at this particular graph, you can see that 3 marker is generally what asked in almost every year, right? 2023, no question was asked from shares and dividends, by the way. And you can also expect a 4 marker. That can be a lengthy question. See, 3 marker and 4 marker, there's not much difference. In 4 marker, they'll have 1 or 2 more sub questions, right? And then 1 marker was also asked previously in year 2024. So we need to be thorough with the problems, and let us begin right away. So let us begin with the first question. The question says, a man invests rupees 22,500 in rupees 50 shares available at 10% discount, right? So if the dividend paid by the company is 12%, calculate the number of shares purchased, the annual dividend received, and the rate of return he gets on his investment. Give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So let us focus on one question at a time. It says, a man is investing rupees 22,500 in rupees 50 shares available at 10% discount. So what is the actual price of the share? You can see that the actual price, you can say that the nominal value of the share is equal to rupees 50 per share, right? This is per share. So can I say that the discount is 10%, which is 10% of 50, right? Which is equal to 10 by 100 into 50. That is rupees 5 per share. So rupees 5 per share is the discount. So this particular man got the shares, right? So price per share is equal to 50 rupees was the actual price. He got the discount of 5 rupees on one share, that is 45. Now can I calculate the number of shares? So the number of shares will be equal to the total value that is invested, that is 22,500, divided by the price per share. So 45 ones are 45 fives are 225, and this is 00. So that is equal to 500 shares. So that answers our first question, that the number of shares purchased here, the number of shares purchased are 500, right? Now the annual dividend received. So how much extra money is he receiving? He is receiving 12%, right? So dividend, to calculate dividend is very easy. So dividend will be equal to 12% of what? 12% of how many shares did he actually choose? 500, right? Into what is the price? The price is 50. So that is equal to 12 by 100 into, he purchased 500 shares and the nominal price was 50, right? So 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled. 12 5s are 60. 60 into 5 is 300. That is equal to rupees 3000, right? So rupees 3000 is the dividend that he received. That was the second question. The annual dividend received is rupees 3000. Now the question says, find out the rate of return. Rate of return, right? Now how do we find out the rate of return? We can find out the rate of return by checking how much extra amount did he get. What was the dividend? The dividend received was 3000. This is the money that he earned from those shares. By how much did he invest? He invested 22,500 multiplied by 100. That is in percentage. Whenever they say rate, rate is nothing but in percentage, right? So this is 3000 divided by 22,500 into 100. I hope you're understanding this. 3000 is nothing but the dividend. 22,500 is the invested amount. And this is percentage. 0, 0 gets cancelled. So if I divide this by 5, I get 45. If I divide this by 5, right, I get 60 and then 0. Again, I can divide by 5 to get 9. I can divide by 5 to get 12 and then 0. So 120 divided by 9, right? 120 divided by 9. So 9 ones are 9. 3 0. 9 3s are 27. Then 3. Then dot. Then 13.3333 and so on, right? So yeah, you can say that the rate of return is approximately 13%. Nearest whole number is 13%. So I hope you have understood this question. We have solved all the 3 sub problems in this. This question was asked in 2018 for 3 marks. Let's continue further now. Okay, the new question says, a man invested rupees 4,500 in shares of a company which is paying 7.5% dividend. If rupees 100 shares are available at 10% discount, then they're asking, find the number of shares he purchases. Let's focus only on the first sub part as of now. Now see, how much is he investing? He's investing rupees. His investment is how much? Rupees 4,500. Price of one share, right? Price of one share is rupees 100, right? Discount is how much? Discount is 10%. That is 10% of 100. That is 10 rupees. So can I say he got the share at the price of 100 minus 10, which is 90 rupees. Now we need to find out the number of shares. So can I say number of shares will be equal to the total amount invested, which is 4,500, divided by the price per share. The number of shares that he purchased is 50. I hope you have understood this part. The first problem is the number of shares purchased are 50. Now let us talk about his annual income. Dividend is how much? Dividend is 7.5%, right? This is in percentage. So his income is going to be 7.5 into how many shares did he purchase? 50. And what is the actual price of each share? The actual price is 100. Right? So can I say this becomes 7.5 percentage, that is 7.5 divided by 100. Right, this is 7.5%, right? So that is why this is 7.5 divided by 100. I hope you're getting this. I can also write it as percentage here. And then into 50 into 100. So 100 gets cancelled. And that gives you 50 into 7.5. And that is nothing but 375 rupees, right? So 375 rupees is the annual income. So I hope you have understood this question. How did we calculate the number of shares that are purchased? See, this is the investment. First, you see what is the price of one share, that is the nominal value of one share. Discount is given. Discount of 10% means the market value, that is called as the market value, right? The market value will be 10% less than the nominal value. So that is 90 rupees and is getting it at 90 rupees. He has invested 4,500 rupees. So 4,500 divided by 90, that gives you 50. So he purchased 50 shares for one share, which is at 100 rupees. So here you don't have to take the nominal value. Sorry, you don't have to take the market value. You have to take the nominal value. Always remember, here you will not take 90. You will take the actual price here, which is 100, not the discounted price. So 100. How many he purchased? He purchased 50. What is the percentage? The percentage is 7.5. So 7.5 into 100 into 50. That's it. And you solve it. You get the annual income. Clear? Okay. Let's continue. Let us see a new question now. It says a company with 500 shares of nominal value rupees 120 declares an annual dividend of 15%. Calculate the total amount of dividend paid by the company. And then we're supposed to find out the annual income of Mr. Sharma, who holds 80 shares of the company. And then if the return percent of Mr. Sharma from his shares is 10%, find the market value of each share. We're also supposed to find out the market value of each share. Let us focus on finding the total amount of dividend paid by the company first. So company with 500 shares. So number of shares are, so the number of shares are 500, right? The nominal value is rupees 120. There is no discount there. Dividend is 15%. So the total amount of dividend. So the amount of dividend will be how much? Amount of dividend is 15% of how many shares? 500 shares. At what price? At 120 rupees per share. So that is 15 by 100 into 500 into 120, right? So 12 5s are 60. That gives you 15 into 600. And that is 9,000 rupees, right? So we can say that the total amount of dividend paid by the company is rupees 9,000. I hope you are getting this. Number of shares 500. Nominal value 120 rupees. Dividend 15%. So the amount of dividend is 9,000 rupees. Now the annual income of Mr. Sharma, who holds 80 shares of the company. Okay. So how many shares? Number of shares are 80. What is the nominal value? The nominal value is 120 rupees. Dividend is 15%. So annual income will be how much? Annual income will be equal to 15% of how many shares? 80 shares. At what price? At 120. So 15 by 100. Anyways, off is multiplication only. Everywhere there is multiplication between the three numbers. So 0, 0, 0, 0. 15 8s are 120. 120 into 12. 12 12 are 144. So 1440, right? So 1440 rupees is the annual income of Mr. Sharma, right? So this is 9,000 rupees we have already solved. This is 1440 rupees. Now if the return percent of Mr. Sharma from his shares is 10%, his return percent is 10%, right? Find the market value of each share. Now can I say that the market value and the return percent, that is return percent on market value, the returns on market value is the same as, say, returns means income, right? So return on the market value is the same as income or dividend on the nominal value. So this is same as, always remember this is same as dividend. So dividend is also income, no? Dividend on nominal value. Please make a note of this. Returns on the market value is same as dividend on nominal value. Now how much is the return? Return is 10%. Of what market value we don't know. We can consider that as X is equal to the dividend. How much is the dividend? Dividend is 15% of the nominal value, which is 120. So this becomes 10 by 100 into X is equal to 15 by 100 into 120. So this gets cancelled. This 0 and this 0 will get cancelled on the other side. 15 into 12 is 180. So the price of each, market value of each share is rupees 180, right? So rupees 180 is the market value of each share. I hope you have understood all the three parts over here. Let's continue further. Now the next question says, the sum invested to purchase 15 shares. Sum invested to purchase 15 shares of a company of nominal value rupees 75 available at a discount of 20% is what? The four options are given. This is a very simple question, one marker. Now firstly, the nominal value is given. Nominal value is how much? Rupees 75. Discount is given. How much? Discount is 20%. That is 20% of nominal value. That is 20% of 75. That is 20 by 100 into 75, right? So how much is 20% of 75? This gets cancelled. 75 twos are 150, and then 150 divided by 10 is nothing but 15. So rupees 15 is the discount. So can I say the market value of the share, see nominal value is 75, but you are getting a discount of 20%. So can I say the market value is now 75 minus 15, which is equal to 60 rupees. Now 60 rupees is the market value per share, right? Here we are talking about one share. Per share. How many shares are they purchasing? Purchasing 15 shares. So what will be the market value of 15 shares? 15 into 60. 15 6 are 90. And then 1 0. Is 900 there in the option? Yes, it is there. Option D is correct. So 900 rupees is invested to purchase 15 shares of a company. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Very simple and easy. So initially what we did is we calculated the discount first. We got the discount of 15 rupees on one share. Price of one share was 75 rupees. So now the market value of one share will be 60 rupees. But they are purchasing how many shares? 15 shares. So 15 into 60 is 900. 900 is the correct answer. Easy. Now let us have a look at a new question. It says, Mr. Gupta invested rupees 33,000. So what is the investment? The invested amount is equal to rupees 33,000, right? The price of one share is how much? One share, the price is rupees 100. So Mr. Gupta invested 33,000 rupees in buying 100 shares, in buying rupees 100 shares. That means the price of one share is rupees 100 of a company at 10% premium, right? The price is increased by what? 10%. So can I say the market value of the share will be 100 rupees plus 10% more, that is 10% of 100. 100 rupees is the actual price of the share plus 10% of 100. So can I say 100 gets cancelled, and now the market value of the share is rupees 110. This is the market value per share, right? If you want to purchase one share, we have to pay 110 rupees, not 100 rupees, because it is at a 10% premium. So let us see what is the question now. The question says find number of shares purchased by him. So can I say number of shares will be equal to the amount invested. Just listen and understand, the amount invested divided by the market value, which is not 100, which is 10% more than 100, which is 110. This gets cancelled. And can I say this becomes 300? So number of shares purchased are 300. So yes, we got the answer to this. Now the second question says, what is his annual dividend? His annual dividend, okay? So company declares the dividend of 12%. So 12% of how many shares? 300 shares. At what was the nominal value? 100, right? That gives you 12 by 100 into 300 into 100. This gets cancelled, and that gives you 3,600 rupees. So 3,600 rupees is the annual dividend. I hope this is clear to all of you. So I hope you enjoyed this session on shares and dividends. Please practice more problems based on this. These are very simple and straightforward problems. All you need to know is nominal value. All you need to know is market value. You need to know the term dividend. Once you're thorough with these terms, then easily you can solve any of the problems. Thank you so much. Learn with top scholars. See you next time.